After a one-week land tour in Sri Lanka, the G-Adventure tour continued for 1 week more on a boat in Maldives. The country of Maldives is a 500-mile long chain of 26 atolls in the Indian Ocean. It's south of India. The southern end is approximately at the equator. This boat was our home for a week along with 6 other passengers. We boarded a skiff about 100 feet outside the airport terminal. The skiff took us to the boat. The handwritten notes on the map show the places where we stopped to snorkel. The government center and population center of Maldives is Mali. The only tall building in the country is the one shown in this photo. Clams are fairly common here. When you get close to them, they sort of retract into a more defensive position. This one's probably about 6 inches wide. This is one of many kinds of parrotfish we saw. I hadn't seen this one anywhere else in the world. These are blue surgeonfish. We probably saw more of them in the shallow waters than any other kind of fish. This appears to be a royal angelfish. These blue-green chromis fishes are really good at hiding down inside the coral. The closer you get, the more they retract into the coral. This type of sea cucumber was very common in all the places that we visited. Another variation on the parrotfish. A small school of lunar fusiliers. The first of many turtles we saw. I believe this one is a hawksbill. The variety of small fish in the shallow coral is amazing, as was the quantity. Anemone fish are fun to watch. This particular type was not as common as the ones that were more yellow. This is the more common type of anemone fish. It's called a Maldive anemone fish. These reefs were affected by the coral bleaching in 2016. They've recovered partially, but even where they haven't, there are still very many colorful fish, as you can see here. Some examples of coral that was either undamaged or has recovered. And oriental sweetlips in the shade of this coral. Thunderstorms were forecast for our entire week on the boat, but we had generally good weather. You can see some thunderclouds in the distance. I believe these are soldierfish. One of the more common versions of the parrotfish chomping on coral. A common lionfish. Unfortunately, he's partially hidden. A stingray laying on the bottom. He's about 3 feet across. This is an Indian bannerfish. They're usually seen in pairs. Another curious turtle. A somewhat larger school of fusiliers. A colorful sea star and a mushroom coral among the duller rocks. This is a variation of the mushroom coral. Let's call this a frenzy of fish. The dark ones are parrotfish. I usually don't see them schooling together. The bases of the anemones aren't always visible, but when they are, sometimes they're very brightly colored. The blue pufferfish just wants to hide. This fish is well camouflaged. I think it's a type of grouper. These appear to be a type of sponge. These are crown of thorns starfish. They're one of the things that's, even before the die-off, were responsible for a lot of reef loss in Australia and other places. Heading to the right is a peacock rock cod. That's a sergeant major going away. Another cucumber coral. Still another. This is a rabbitfish with a brain coral in the foreground. The orange spots and others on the coral are bristleworms, also called Christmas trees. They disappear. That concludes our snorkeling tour with GAHAA Adventures.